Well, Kathy Hochul has decided to endorse Zohran Mamdani after a lot of pressure in an op-ed for the New York Times. Hochul calls Mamdani, quote, a leader who shares my commitment to a New York where children can grow up safe in their neighborhoods, where the opportunity is within reach for every family. In response, President Trump wrote this on Truth Social earlier today. He calls Hochul's endorsement of, quote, little Mamdani a shocking development and a very bad one for New York City. Trump also says that Washington will be watching the situation closely. Julie Harris is the president of the National Federation of Republican Women. She joins us now alongside Dan Turrentine, a Democratic strategist. Great to have you both here. Julie, thanks for joining us. So,
thank you.
What do you think was the tipping point for Kathy Hochul? What made her jump on the Mamdani train?
Probably pressure. The governor and other Democrat leaders are endorsing a socialist/communist for mayor, while the regular New Yorkers are leaving the city in droves. Yet the Democrats are doubling down on their leftist ideology. I mean, look, New Yorkers know who's running for mayor, and it's up to them. And it is so very sad that this once most visited city is now just a shell of what it was. I'm hopeful, but I am very concerned with the way the mayor's race looks like it may go.
Dan, what do you think was the moment at which Kathy Hochul realized I got to endorse Zohran Mamdani?
Oh, I think it's because she has a very tough race coming up herself next year. I'm blanking on the Republican Congresswoman that has announced that she's challenging her.
Elise Stefanik.
It's going to be a real race. And I think Hochul needs New York City turnout. She needs progressives in her corner. And I think it's hard to say, I need your help, when they're turning around and saying, you need to help us first because this race is up in November. But, I mean, boy, does it put pressure now on Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, who, don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole because they've got their own constituencies in Washington saying this is going to be an albatross around our neck. And, what are they going to do? Yeah,
Chuck Schumer could be the next domino to fall in this. Hakeem Jeffries is getting pressure directly from Chris Van Hollen. They went back and forth over Brago Garcia and Van Hollen's trip down to El Salvador for margaritas. Van Hollen was in Iowa over the weekend, and this is what he said about Democrats who do not endorse Mamdani.
That kind of spineless politics is what people are sick of. They need to get behind him and get behind him now.
For you, Dan, on this one, is that kind of pressure campaign going to work? Number two, does Chris Van Hollen think he's running for president? I mean, that was in Iowa, after all.
Well, I never thought New York would elect a socialist, so who am I to say Chris Van Hollen can't run for president? But I don't think Chris Van Hollen in Iowa is going to make a lot of Democrats, nervous in their boots. But I certainly think that if Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer do pull the trigger, it's going to cause a headache for other Democrats, because ultimately those are the leaders of the House and the Senate, respectively. And you're going to be asked, if you're Roy Cooper in North Carolina or a congressional candidate on Long Island trying to unseat a Republican, is that what you support? I don't think they do.
Julie, it wasn't that long ago when Republicans were accused of playing the short game, the primary game, putting that more emphasis on that than winning over other moderate voters. But it seems like the shoe's on the other foot for Democrats now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Democrat parties have an identity crisis. We have seen the polling and the numbers come out that they're at a 30-year low. You would think that they would have learned from the last election, but they continue on. As I said, they're doubling down on this leftist ideology that doesn't resonate with the average American or average human being, for that matter. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know how it's going to go in New York, but I would agree that it is a problem for every Democrat outside New York that endorses a socialist communist for mayor in New York City.
He does have great videos, though. We've established that. And he's pretty good at soccer, too. But again, don't know how that translates into, more success for the people of New York City. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Julie, thank you for being here. Dan, great to have you with us as well. We'll talk to you both soon.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of John Bachman Now. National Desk with Kelly Sadler is